there. They do like that Demented Shaman Pandemonium. Now, Andromeda Pandemonium also has potential to be pretty good, so actually wouldn't be surprised there still.
Can amplify the Panda damage with the Aurora, and also Andromeda always strong with the Comet. She has like 3 or 4 of them at level 1, I think. So it's a strong hero. Could definitely work with that. Parasite here. So what you got? Gonna go back to the jungle here with the Parasite. And, I think the pick is fine here, so probably just the normal solo lodestone and not a dual lane this time.
So yeah, well you got like in the jungle, good to see him on that as pointed out. But now Sync, still no jungler themselves. We'll see if that's what they maybe end up with here. Carry perhaps. They are right-clicking a Moon Queen. They're a team that has been known to run the occasional Moon Queen when they deem necessary, and Haxon obviously plenty of history with that hero. So, but yeah, there's also a lot of other really good carry options, such as that Mage Bane. That would be a little more routine to see, perhaps, but think about what they want to do here. Again, this is our, yep, they do go to the Mage Bane at the end, but this is our first of 2 series today. Obviously, we'll have the other semifinals later on today of what is Fresh versus Wapdash, so looking forward to that one as well. Wapdash, a little bit of a surprise there, beating Druids yesterday to get to that point, but Fresh, a really strong team, so see if they're up for the challenge there. But we got Game 3 of this series first. Nothing wrong with that.
Oh, and Mage Bane here. I like the pick. It's pretty strong. Of course, we've seen a lot of Mage Bane Dark Lady yesterday, and maybe we're going to see the same thing here, especially when you have a lot on the line. You tend to pick the more safer routes of hard carry lineups. Mage Bane definitely fits that.
Dark Lady also fits that, and that's going to be banned by Zlap there. Take it away from Complexity having that option, but you see Complexity on the other side. They're taking out Mickey heroes. Already got Pebbles and Midas, actually. Wow, Midas was still open. He's usually gone by now in a matchup like this especially, but understandable. Complexity decides to... Well, that's also kind of interesting to me, too, because I figure Complexity may have still wanted it. They still need that Fuzzy Sloth hero, so would have been out of the question, but maybe have something else in mind here for what they want.
Yeah, he's definitely a strong Midas player. I think they had a couple games the way like a month ago or something where they didn't perform as well with the Midas that they used to, and I think that might have scared them a bit from picking it up more as a second or first pick even as they did in the past. So I think that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, Tempest taken out by Complexity. Yeah, Jungler still very possible by Sync, of course. So getting rid of another comfortable one for them, perhaps. So now the final ban. Will it be a Formless or will it be a Fuzzy Sloth ban is the question here. See what Zlap does decide. Gonna go with Salamon. Okay. So more of the Formless side. Things right there. Devour being right-clicked. Again, we did see Fuzzy recently here play some Devour and do very well with it. So wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, getting some sort of that superior magic or physical lockdown even against a Mage Bane, I feel is really important against Mage Bane. So something like a Devo, or I've brought up even like a Succubus along those lines would be pretty fun to see. But
yeah, actually, it would. Both of those heroes with a strong head would give in. They would be able to ulti the Mage Bane without any content or any interruption, so far at least. Of course, something like a Geometer's Bane can make it harder to find the right target. Yeah.
Well, he's been eyeing that Devo for a bit. Not much time remaining. You see Kraken also maybe another option being checked out. Ravener I've seen. Okay, they are going to go Ravener, actually, for their 4th pick. But still the question, is that a Fuzzy or is that Formless? Where is that going to end up?
That's a good question. Can be played both ways, like a kind of initiator or the hard carry. We haven't seen a hard carry Ravenor for a while, I think, or at least I haven't.
No, that's true.
So it's also essentially the changes that you can only gain ulti charges from team or hitting heroes now, which I think is completely fine, by the way. But that's just how it is now. You can't have max charges and just TP in and then destroy everything as you could in the past. So it's definitely changed, and I think that's why it might be a more kind of initiate hero now.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that, and you bring that up as you haven't really said. Yeah, I'm actually can't recall. You know, we really haven't seen a lot of this hero since those changes, so that's definitely making this pick that much more intriguing here from complexity. And you know, I've heard that his potential to obviously still be pretty good, and yeah, with the new static shock, how that works now as well, getting that attack speed increase, benefit from that too. But yeah, it's gonna be fun to see again, not only where it ends up, but how it performs here for complexity. But again, that means that they don't really have that superior lockdown that we're getting at to maybe try to deal with that mage bane ideally. But oh, okay, they're going to go with the scout, and he is good with that disarm, of course, and silence on top of that. So nothing wrong with that there. But yeah, Lord's Off Force, by the way, for Sync, their fourth pick there.
Yeah, interesting pick. I think it's just they pick. It's not because you want to counter something like Walter with the LT or anything here. It's just simply it farms so fast in the jungle, and this is kind of what's left open. So they're gonna farm a lot with Mage Bane with the Sulfuris, and then the rest are just gonna try and get some portal keys and try and set up some kills and make some space so that the other two heroes can farm. It's probably their strategy here.
Not much time. Gonna have to do quickly here. Okay, they do end up with bubbles here with their final pick. So is that gonna be Mickey bubbles probably? Looks like it. All right.
Guess so. But what they could do is they could have a Luna bottom for a minute if they wanted to. And then have him zone the bubbles, keep him level 1 for a minute and a half, and then give Scout the head start that he kind of needs to pick up something like an Iron Shield and the Hatchet on top of a pair of boots if he wants to, and then he can definitely lean against the bubbles. But if he is just in a 1-on versus 1, I'll definitely give the edge to bubbles in that lane. Unless Scout has a ton of pooled region.
Ravener, though, I am excited to see, more again thinking about it here, to see Ravener and how he's able to perform here for complexity, especially, again, when this is a bigger game, definitely. I know this isn't for it all necessarily, but there's some good money on the line here, and also defeating a team like Sync Esports, definitely a nice boost of confidence going into the playoffs around the corner and things like that. So point being, they clearly have some idea with this Ravener. Don't know exactly what that is, but maybe it's simply Fuzzy has been playing it lately. And
yeah, true. Must be some comfort zone as well, for sure. And I was actually wrong here just before. Mickey is going to be mid on bubbles, so they just pick a hero that they think can survive. No bubbles versus Scout matchup this time, I believe.
Okay.
But at the same time, Magnus with the Volcanic Touch can definitely harass a Scout. So if he gets a little bit ahead in that lane, then he's just going to destroy. So Magnus could have a really good game, depending on how the region situation looks and the first couple minutes goes down there.
Well, Magnus, you see, again, played by Zibby, of course. Got about to pause here to start things off on complexity side of things, but your pretty typical strat pause, I would assume. Coming out, figure out how exactly they want to go about the lanes now, and then ultimately go into them, of course. But yeah, as we're going over it, from the looks of it, I mean, I guess when you do have a Parasite, there is always the possibility of some kind of aggressive pseudo-tri-lane or a dual lane even of sorts.
That's true, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess Ravener definitely could fit that pretty well, too. So, something like a Ravener, a Luna top. Maybe
it wouldn't be too bad to have what you got start up there for a couple of minutes if he wants to. It's not out of the question because what they're gonna do if they just have the lanes to themselves and there's only Lodestone up there is Andrew's gonna stack the 2 left camps and he's gonna pull for himself, and when the bottom left is hard camp is tripled for Sulfuris, he's gonna go take that. At the same time, Sulfuris is gonna farm the other 3 camps and stack the big camp. So he's gonna skyrocket and farm if they let him, and he can definitely do so. Of course, Parasite will then have decent farm himself, but it's not going to be at the level of a Sulfuris for sure. And yeah, if Parasite is in their own jungle, he can definitely have an impact on Sib in the bottom lane probably with slow and possibly an ultimate. But Slap will pull ahead of the Parasite in the farm for sure, and Oscar will struggle more than Sib will. So. If they do that, then Sync will probably get a bit more ahead. Of course, the shining light then for complexity is the mid lane, where they can dominate with the dual lane versus the bubbles. And the Luna definitely zones the bubbles really well. Mm-hmm. So that's where they can that lane they're going to win. And if Parasite can rotate bottom to kill the Magnus, then out of nowhere Scout has a really good game, so then they can win 2 lanes. So they could go for that. They could also go for the tri-lane top and just try and interrupt the self voice and the mage bane as well. That's a different strategy, but it depends what they feel gives them the best chance to win. Of course, I think both options are fine, but it's just maybe giving a void for the lodestone so you can avoid the big camp or something like that with a ref void. Anything could be enough. Yeah.
All right, so seeing what they do decide to go with here. Ultimately, it looks like a lodestone is just going to be heading top, of course, by himself here, and Ravner will in the middle. So nothing too crafty here. It seems like. He's from the side of complexity, going to keep it pretty standard, safe even, you could say. So, going to see that Ravener middle instead. You got a Luna starting out with Scout at the bottom, at least for now. We'll see how long that lasts. Maybe waiting to see the matchup at the bottom lane before they perhaps go elsewhere. But here comes that spread now. And, there's going to be Bubbles mid with Magnus bottom, as expected.
Yeah, like what Sip is doing. He's waiting to buy, if he sees there's only a Scout, he can buy the hatchet down there. And if there's a Luna coming for him, he can just buy the boots and start roaming. So good choice there. Not buying his items already.
Well, the way things are looking probably means he's going to get those boots. He's pointed out early on and start setting up some ganks perhaps. Definitely could get somebody like that Ravener if he's maybe too far pushed up. The idea there, a Luna is heading middle now, actually, so never mind. Just going to get that word of sight down over in the Conger area, seeing maybe incoming ganks.
Yep.
Another quick vote to pause here. But so Ravener, again, going to be the intriguing hero this game. He's kind of the newcomer. Not one we've seen often, especially since you had those changes a while back. You pointed out how now you can only gain charges, of course, from attacking heroes. So the idea of getting those charges before going into fights, that no longer exists here. You just get more now from attacking heroes, and it kind of adds up there. But on top of that, the new static shield that we're talking about. So I can't move. Well, we're gonna pause. So
yeah,
I assume
apparently he has a bad server. Yeah, okay. It's kind of awkward when people have placed their wards and maybe they spotted something and they have those items and stuff like that. So sometimes you get a good block and you're like, oh my god, this is a good start. And even though there's been no kills and you don't want to, so it's a bit annoying. I think he should have said so earlier. But of course, maybe he thought it was gonna go away. So I have to see here what they decide to do. All right.
Yeah, they decided to remake with a little bit of a little grudge. they weren't overly excited about it, but they do make the point. I mean, it's fair on both sides. Like, I understand it both sides for sure. But they are gonna throw the remake in here, and we'll get that new server set up. It looks like so. We're talking about that there. All right, so shouldn't be too long. I'm sure they're gonna go with the old pick. And make it quickly here, but I assume the lane's all going to be the same there. I didn't really notice anything that may cause for a big change-up or anything like that, but could be possible, with these remakes here. Talk it over and figure out, we want to maybe put this word here now, or change up the lanes even, but no, I wouldn't expect them to change up the lanes, go that far. Probably going to be the same here. So, but going back to Ravener, so that's what I wanted to bring up though, before that pause happened, was Ravener. So interesting with him. What do we think we're gonna see him get here? I know there's people who bring up like in chat about things like the Elder Parasite's really good on him now. The newer Elder Parasite here. I mean. Do you have an idea what would make sense to maybe see on Ravener?
Guess it could, but I mean, the way he works now is that he gets stronger the more that he lasts in the fight. So maybe get survivability items, and then you're actually gonna get enough damage to contest and stay in the fight. So of course it depends how long the game is going, and if you're fighting as a 700 GPM Mage Bane as a 350 GPM Ravener, then I mean your chances of standing toe to toe with him are not that high. So. Survivability items, I think, first of all, maybe the Abyssal is still fine. I think the Elder Parasite is definitely... It's a lot of damage, but if you get stunned early and stuff like that, I think you die too quickly.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna play the initiator, I think getting a bit tanky, making sure you're not getting killed right off the bat after stunning once, is the way to go. So maybe Bezel into Shrunken Head could be an option. Maybe even in Instance Areas is not out of the question either. It gives damage plus extra added HP.
Okay, so we'll see what Fuzzy Sloth likes there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, apparently they're having trouble agreeing now on the said server here. Again, this is the final game here, so the team's trying to make sure
okay. Yep.
the rules here and everything. Okay, so we are okay. All right, we're making again. Apparently they don't like that specific server here. While we're doing that, something I did want to kind of go over the breaks time or whatever we had it. There's been some teases going out here between I think the Facebook posts they've been made in Reddit and stuff. So of the upcoming balance patch. So there's actually new ones that were even released earlier today, about an hour ago even. So there's some pretty fun ones.
I did not see that. Okay.
I was looking at the ones today. Couldn't even show them on screen. Well, we're getting back into the game here, but one of the bigger ones I actually noticed on the Forsaken Archer is now Forsaken Archer's ultimate is now going to be untargetable and invulnerable. So basically, it will go off no matter what. It won't die. So that's a nice change, I think. I mean that was definitely a frustrating thing about Forsaken Archer. Is like
you have to kind of use it from fog or something. Yeah, for sure.
It just dies. So there was that. There was a Shadow Blade tease here. His Essence Shift, his ultimate. Actually, the amount of main attribute, the percentage of the main attribute they get when you use it, is actually increased by 10% at all levels. It used to be 20, 30, and 40%. Now it's 30, 40, and 50%. So he could even get bigger as a result of that. So I'm excited about that one. I like Shadow Blade. So
yep. Yeah, strong, interesting hero for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another one here. Yeah, there's 4 in total. So the third one was Spiked Bola. Spiked Bola, that great item that disarms people. No longer can be dispelled. So
So now now it's gonna be picked up for sure.
Yeah, it means Shrunken Head cannot remove it.
That's a fun change, honestly. That's a really fun change, especially when we see these Dark Lady Magebane lineups. And out of nowhere, someone could pick that up and silence disarm the Magebane or Dark Lady.
Yeah. No, I think that's a fantastic change. Yeah, I know we've kind of debated that in the past because that's always been brought up. It's like, would that make it too powerful then at points? But no, they had to do that to make it usable. So whether it's going to be too powerful, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But
it's still really expensive, honestly.
Is.
So it's not like, okay, everyone, now we're just going to pick up 4 of them. It's kind of the same thing with Storm Spirit. That's not the most expensive thing, but it's still 3,000 gold. So people are also mad about that at times. 3 Storm Spirits, we can't kill anyone. But I think it's gonna be the same thing with that, and that's even more expensive. So I think it's just fine. I've been intrigued by that.
Yeah, no, great point. That's what 4,600 gold, I think, is what it costs in total. So, and the one build-up is that Dancing Blade. So it's not like your Andromeda support's gonna be picking that up anytime soon. So. That's going to be fun, though, to see if maybe that makes an appearance. Again, these are stuff that's going in. Like, obviously, unless it's a really dramatic, like, hero change or a really game-changing item, they'll be taken out of tournament rules, of course. But these are all, going in. I'm not saying Forsaken Archer is going to be seen all the time now by any means, but it's kind of fun keeping that in mind that, with these patches here and tournaments going on. Keeper of the Forest is the last one from today. Keeper of the Forest, actually, it's a new Staff of the Master effect. He got a new Staff of the Master to where it actually spawns 3 animated trees on every hero it hits on his ultimate. So basically, if they get hit in the root, it'll spawn 3 what we used to have with the tree guys, the tree
in the
minions.
Past?
Yeah, kind of bringing back the old school a little bit. And those will do some damage. Now, I don't know if those are controllable or if they just do their thing. I have no clue, actually, so... That's all it says, though.
If you can control them, I guess, and if you root 5 people and then you win the fight, you can push, I guess.
That would
That's
be insane.
kind of yeah. But if you want a huge ulti to do that, I guess Malphas is pretty good at doing the same thing. But yeah, definitely. I'm not sure how that works. We'll have to wait and see. I don't think that people will pick it up though. It's a lot of gold, so.
Yeah, seems maybe a little silly, as Staff of the Master Effects tend to be sometimes, but be curious to see how that really does work. Okay, so yeah, that was it from today. We can go over like the other ones when we have a little bit more time here that have been released throughout this later part of the last week here. But yeah, if you haven't checked those out, it's all on the Reddit, it's on the Han Facebook, probably on the Han forum somewhere, I'm sure. So that's that big bounce patch coming out this week, actually, on Tuesday. So a lot more on top of that. All right. I think we finally decided on a server. I guess Oscar was actually having even a little bit of issues with some lag here in general. So hopefully we are going to be good to go moving forward. Okay, so we see it back into the game now, and going to their appropriate lanes once again. It seemed like really much is changing up here, as I was stating earlier, so
Nope.
not a big deal necessarily. Don't really know exactly what items people had.
I don't
last
know,
game,
like
but
what they. Yeah. I mean, not to bash on anyone, but Slap is known for maybe at times look at the Honcast chat and then see words and stuff like that. So,
of course you would.
I wonder if they're gonna place their words differently as a result of stuff like that. A remake like this. So.
Oh boy.
Maybe that could be there, but there's still the same idea. Of you put the words at the same spot, you do the same thing, you walk the same path, and
Yeah.
You know, that idea is still there, I think. But I have to wait and see.
I should have turned off the stream. Dang it! Back to that the ghost in there now. Yeah, it's again, it's whatever happens. It's not like like I said, a huge deal. To be fair, Sync didn't have to remake, but in the end, although they were a little reluctant, they chose to. And moving on here now, so that's the past now. The game continues into what is now game number 3 here, excuse me. So game number 3, yeah, this is it, the final game again. That's why also there's a little bit of feel the tenseness of the teams.
Yep.
Really wanted to win this matchup here, so Magnus, again, he's going to go to the bottom lane. Same thing as last game you mentioned. He only has the minor totem and the tree eater. Going to realize eventually that perhaps Luna's down here. Oh, there you go. Choose him right there. Probably get those boots as you're pointing out.
Yep.
As a result of that now. So you think he would just straight up get boots, not maybe get like a buckler and...
No, I think he's going to buy the boots, and then if he sees a Luna, he's going to run away again, not take too many auto attacks. The buckler is fine, but you're still going to take the damage if you find the Luna sitting behind you. The boots are going to help out not taking as much damage.
All right, well, also has that Ward of Sight still to play, so he finds the appropriate time for that on top of it. Top lane, Lodestone, he's been heavily pressured and kind of been going back up here. You see he's down to that one tree eater, so he is going to be pretty vulnerable here. Oh, never mind. Get some more delivered, making sure that he can still hold his ground and get some levels here. Obviously, Oscar has plenty of experience on that Lodestone, so confident here.
Yep. Difference really is Lodestone so much more tanky, and he could sit in the lane, and then he actually aggroed creeps, or the Mage Pain did, and then now he has the lane control. Whereas Magnus is struggling a lot more compared to the Lodestone. So in this regard, just the strongest start for complexity off-laning compared to Sync. And it does leave the bubbles to be able to have an actual one-on-one in the mid lane, and it's doing quite well. Actually, Raveno is pulling ahead as the melee hero, so that's pretty interesting. He did have some pooled regen, and that's definitely helping.
Yeah. I also find it kind of interesting that he actually leveled up his Static Shock as his second ability. Now he just got the third point into Stormblades, of course, so he has that 1-1-1 build, but prior, obviously, Static Shock really just wasn't leveled up in most cases, and then eventually you kind of get one of those abilities. But, again, it has changed. It's really the idea of what it does here. It's more of an offensive tool now, even, compared to being more defensive from before. So, definitely going to be curious to continue to see how Fuzzy does level up here with the spill. But, yeah, it looks like he's going that Stormblades and kind of maximizing his damage potential, of course, with that here. Burst potential, even. Magnus just bought Striders, so yeah, he actually just waited to get full Striders, and now he's having them delivered here.
So he's gonna have those, and maybe he can set up a kill onto Ravenor. That's the only place I think they can really get a kill. Also, maybe Sulfuras can rotate in and land a Q to finish off the Ravenor. We have to wait and see. Maybe they're waiting for a couple more levels. Magnus stun level 1 is not that high or long range, so you might want to try and get level 3 at least.
Yeah, pretty weak. Only 400 there on that range, so yeah, gonna stick around, get level 3 as you pointed out here. Scout though, formless, he's having a very good time here, 21 and 12. Creep farm over here, Mage being at the top lane, 17 and 4, so not doing as well, but still doing pretty good. With that said, Lodestone's actually managing pretty well himself. Level 4 now. At that top lane, you've mentioned that before too, those Lodestone plates, it's really so annoying trying to box him out. And Andromeda having trouble with that, as expected. Andrew, though, actually hits level 4 as well, so Serenity's doing a good job of getting that solo experience off to the side. Some creep pull here. So, good to see. Oh, top rune spot. Lord Sulfuras, he's going to try to it. No, the ball lightning connects, actually. And there comes the Storm Blades out. Power throw, it's not going to be enough, though. Lord Sulfuras will be just out of range. But now Andromeda got a little too curious, and all of a sudden she's in trouble. Ravener has the follow-up enough for the kill. The Bloodlust on top of that, but we're not done just yet. Lord Sulfuras coming back in. Ravener will get taken out. Lord Sulfuras down very low, but not low enough. Bubble saves the day, takes out Lodestone there. And now it's a 2-for-1. So Bloodlust in favor of Complexity, but numbers-wise, Sync comes out on top, and actually they're probably going to get one more here, as there we go. Magebane finishes off a Luna, make it a 3-for-1. So Bloodlust is nice, but they give up 3 deaths in return.
Yeah, I was really, really close to going, as an even trade, but Sulfuras with the last life tap comes out ahead there and actually survives as well. So really good exchange for Sync, and that's definitely what they need. Both Sulfuras and Magebane got kills and assists.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, I'm watching this in the bottom lane. The timing could not have been more any perfect by Magnus. He was running around the trees over here. He actually ate through a tree, and it literally respawned behind him at the 5-minute mark to cut them off from chasing. But he ends up getting chased down anyways. But still, that looks so superb there by Zibe. The fact that he still dies is just kind of, well, it was going to happen, I guess, but it was funny. More so. All right, well, valiant effort by Magnus. Lodestone going down at the top lane, though, as well. All right.
So, yeah, that's his second death. So, he had a really good start, but that brawl up there, and then there's 2 deaths now. That's not the start he's looking for.
Well, we got both carries are, again, overall doing pretty well here. 380 gold per minute for Magebane, 356 for Scout. But, yeah, so much for that high praise of, again, Oscar on the Lodestone there. Mentioned level 4 early on after a great start. Now, all of a sudden, as you pointed out, 2 deaths, kind of changing the pace a little bit. So he is going to come towards middle and maybe try to make a play over here. You got Bubbles with that Illusion rune. Going to stand his ground for now. We're going to figure out which one is the real one. Of course, being level 6, they know now for certain, but Lord Sulfuras also nearby, so we could have a little bit of a clash here in the middle lane if somebody chooses to initiate. Looks like it's going to be the Hellborn team. Ravener gets gone on. He throws out the ball lightning. Going to mess with Lord Sulfuras right here. Undying is on Ravener here, by the way, too. But look at this. Parasite comes in to cut them off. Lord Sulfuras takes the face hug. Nice job with that lifesteal, though. And down goes Ravener as Bubbles comes in to clean him up. But it does come at a cost, apparently, or maybe not. Bubbles. Yes, it will be enough damage to take him out. Magnus running back in, though. Nice stun on the Parasite. It does cost him his life, though. They do get Parasite. But again, Magnus falling, so a lot of exchanging here. We already have now 6-4 hero kills for Sync at 7 minutes in.
Yep, a lot of great plays individually from all of these players here. It's pretty good to watch. I mean, this is kind of the games I were expecting to see, honestly, the first 2 ones. It was just a bit of outdraft in both of them, I feel like. But this is definitely the closer game and a lot of back and forth, as you stated. Magnus just getting away there as well. I mean, it's really close game so far.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god, we're having stream issues again. What is going on? It's just like it happens out of nowhere. Well, it's kind of recovering here, it looks like. So we'll keep going for now. Apologize again if you are getting a little bit of spikes here. It seems like it happens every once in a while, and then eventually it just gets smooth again. So going to have to bear with it for now. I apologize on that, though. All right, but back to the cast, though. We do have the bottom lane. They were setting up right here. Lord South Forest coming in. You see Magnus trying to maybe bait out Scout a little bit right there, but he wasn't going to fall for that. So instead, Scout goes back to farming. And doing well at that, of course. Again, Magebane, meanwhile, has had his own lane up here. A fun time. Scout back to him at the bottom. The Untying's on him. Is it enough damage? I don't think so. 4 seconds. Oh, my gosh. That had to be just enough damage. Wow. Was lapped in the math.
Sucks. Yep. That's unfortunate for him. First death, that's a much needed kill for them, of course.
Yeah.
Slowing down Scout as much as you can. There's this battle between Magebane and Scout who can gets the cleaver first, and Magebane's definitely winning here. Almost 100 GPM ahead. On top of that death as well. And the top tower is going to go down soon as a result of the early clashes going Sync's way up top, and now Lodestone. It's not the fact that he was honestly set up to be the first 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Magebane again, just doing his thing at the top lane. Meanwhile, and the Sustainer finish, the Rune Cleaver around the corner here. So, very good start here for Sync in that aspect. But now Ravener's coming over here as I say this. The TP coming in. They wanted to at least deny this tower, maybe even get a kill out of it if Magebane's greedy. Not greedy enough. They are going to force him back and should be able to deny this now. So, minor victory there for Complexity. As they take it out. Fuzzy, 900 gold saved up, is going to head back towards mid. But meanwhile, because he was missing, they take advantage of that middle. They kill Luna. That's good heads up
good
there.
Heads up from Fuzzy there. And, yeah, they realized that Love is alone in mid, so we can actually dive him without any response coming.
Oh, wow, they're going to go pretty deep here on the Ravener, too. But no, the TP's coming in and immediately retreat. Almost would have expect that to happen with how deep they were going right there. And now Magnus, he is going to be able to lava surge over the cliff and survive for now. Going to run into Parasite, but I don't think he's going to be able to do enough here to truly slow him down. Oh, Haste Rune. Maybe get that first. Leech.
You can leech it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he could have stole it. You're right.
Yeah.
Could have baited that even. But, well, he did have a bottle, so he might not have used it because of that. So, but, yeah, didn't want to take the risk. Oh, but they actually end up with the kill because of it. So, yeah, smart play there overall. Got the kill. That's what matters.
Yeah. At least he bought some extra time and made them work for it. So, slowing them down and farm a little bit, I guess.
Good chase there. But, yeah, let's again, going back to Raven on 1,100 gold. So, we'll see what he does get here in the near future now. I feel like Fuzzy Sloth, in a lot of cases, does like to just get like a shrunken head as soon as possible, so
I'd be fine with that, honestly. Also, you can move around the killed field and you don't have to care about that, and every time you go in, I mean, the only thing you're going to take damage from is potentially a Sulfuris ultimate. But, it's not that much, so you can basically ignore everything else. Especially early on when Magebane is not dealing a ton of damage. Ravenor is dealing more damage to Magebane right now than the other way around. So if you can get some good early fights here and then maybe snowball off of those, he could be a huge factor going into late game. But they need to win a couple fights first here in the mid game. Have to watch that.
Well, again, we've had plenty of action to induce some fights here. 8-5 hero kills again. 13 hero kills in total, about 11 minutes in right now, so definitely not lacking that side of things here. I believe one broadsword has been purchased by Haxerin. As the second one needing to get, then that Rune Cleaver going to be finished. Scout a little bit behind at 350 gold per minute compared to Haxerin's 417 here. But, of course, he is working on his own Rune Cleaver. Could safely assume here as far as what he's going for. Andromeda's level 6 here. Going to be able to back up Bubbles perhaps, or maybe go aggressive for a kill with that swap ability if they find the appropriate time for it. As Lord Salforus, wow, yeah, he really has done well here. 4-0-2, 417 gold per minute as well, actually. So
he's gonna have 550 years soonish. I mean, he's gonna go up there and then probably stick there.
Unless he gets unless they're gonna kill him here. So he's just gonna take off and keep taking off. Ton of farm for him. But the question is, when Magebane has this cleaver, then they have to find space somewhere, and maybe they might play a little bit greedy and walk themselves into Complexity's arms here, almost. I want to say so. They have to stack some ancients. Andrew has to be constantly aware of stacking camps and making sure that there's as much farm as possible for these two heroes.
Apparently a bathroom break here. Going to be resuming shortly, though, I'm sure. Again, game number 3 of this series now. Series has been a pretty interesting road here. It's, you know, we had the very dominating performance in game 1 by Sync. Really should have been a 50-minute concede victory, but ended up being a little bit longer. Complexity tried to play it out. Wasn't really the case, though. Sync won it. Game 2, unfortunately, had some stream issues, but the game itself did turn out pretty solid. But Complexity, great comeback, and at least in the game itself, and getting the victory there, of course, to force now this third and final game. A little bit of drama to start things off, so we've kind of had it all, really. Just a good game with a drama, some stream issues. Now, I guess that means this game we're going to have some epic base race finish to kind of just top it all off here. So
that is the rule.
Yep. That's how it has to happen. So we'll see if the teams agree with that or not to make it happen here. And now they sink the slight early advantage, but only means so much, of course. Mentioned get involved in some team fights, if you're Complexity especially. Could be pretty solid here.
Yep.
I just like how they really have just completely abandoned that top lane. You got Lowstone just kind of farming middle now.
It's just a result of what happened up there. I mean, he couldn't really stay there anymore. He went up there, he died again. So, oh, actually formed this. That's a huge kill.
Yeah.
I guess good room from Andrew, coming in with a Comet Stun follow-on.
I think she had an Invis rune, which helps with that.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess it's pretty hard to do, actually, because you kind of need either Striders or like an Energizer or something to catch up, because when Magma stuns, it's only for 2 seconds, and I'm not sure your Comet Stun is going to reach in time, unless you are Invis or hiding in fog or something. So, anyways, good Invis room and good use of it.
Yep. No, great roam there for sure, and Serenia. Nice payoff there in the end. Now 4,000 gold and experience, lead even slightly more than that, closer to the 5,000 range. So, point is that they looking pretty good in several places. Bubbles getting close to that portal key. Ravener did just get the Elder Parasite, I believe. So we were talking about that possibility earlier, and sure enough, happens to go for it. So we're going to see this Elder Parasite Ravener combo here and its potential.
I haven't watched too many Raveners lately. Is the build still, you get a portal key, or is this kind of the new thing? You just get them a lot of move speed and go from there?
Your guess is just as good as mine. As I was talking about earlier, I mean, we really haven't seen this new Ravener, honestly. So this is a learning for a lot of people, I'm sure, of the potential of it.
I have not seen the Elder Parasite, so I haven't played too much against it or with it since the nerfs. So I still know what the hero can do, but I guess we have to see how it works out. For him.
But you know, the other thing too, though, with the Elder Parasite is, obviously, it can be considered a little bit of a farming tool, sure, but at the same time, it does seem like one of those items where you want to definitely make use of it for combat, you know, for getting kills and almost forcing team fights. You know, maybe this means he is going to farm to maybe get that portal key as you're getting at it. I wouldn't be surprised, because it seems like portal key is still great for that gap closer, and especially now you only get charges hitting heroes, so really kind of guarantee that more effectively. But yeah, and then Elder Parasite just allows you to just tear into people, especially with his passive, or now not even a passive, the static shock ability though, with that increased attack speed. So I'm still expecting to see it, but we'll see. Blood Chalice, okay. Gets one of those too. Figures he needs more mana here. Help with that situation. But yeah,
they're going on to the scout again, it looks like. So if he dies again, that's going to hurt him a lot. I mean, Magebane already has to cleave and is farming away for his next item. So if he dies again, that's going to really hurt Complexity.
Yeah. You see the field rot, but it's not going to work. It almost feels like this ward here from Scout even saw them coming, but again, the veiled rot, it wouldn't be seen by it, so guess it just happened to be good timing, or maybe there was something that he was barely able to see and just figured not worth sticking around, so
Yeah.
he falls back. Best decision there. Rune Cleaver, though, on Mage Bane, and we're already starting to see that impact now as he goes through his own jungle here. Not really any stacks that he's working with, but still just clearing them out quickly. GPM going up.
You can clean up the entire jungle almost, and then go to the top lane again. That's gonna push out, and so he has a good. Haxron has done this farming pattern a million times, so
yeah.
he knows how to maximize it.
Also like what happened middle lane right there. Mickey basically had 4 heroes attempt to try to gank him. They started it with a stun from a Luna, hoping to follow with the ball lightning stun, but he reacted a little too quickly, got the take cover off, and then eventually shell surfed away. So yeah, really 3, maybe even 4 heroes invested trying to get that gank. Unfortunately, coming up short there. Yeah. And he's even gonna steal some of these ancients over here. Mickey doing Mickey things there. Being annoying to the other team here.
Yep, it's looking pretty good. The Haxman is, or I mean, Snap is back in zone jungle now, so this is where they have to be composed. And
they tried again. He's too slippery, man. There's 4 heroes here. I can't get him.
That's even with a Scout Silence. I mean, if they start with a Scout Silence and a Luna Stun, it should be possible, in my opinion. But yeah.
It does feel like their coordination is a little off, because, yeah, that was a Scout Silence, but the low stun, he wasn't close enough. He had to really try to stretch there, and he couldn't hit the stun, so just not necessarily all on the same page, perhaps. But, yeah, as they're getting out with Lord Salforus, I mean, he's really amped up there, and Helm of the Black Legion even now.
He bought a helm. Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I guess it's all right now. I mean, it makes sense if this is where they plan to win the game with a couple fights now. Then it's fine to buy.
Alk Bones and Bubbles here, so of course dealing with that Parasite. Gets those pretty good timing here earlier on in the game. Has the Portal Q ready course. There goes the bottom tower. Haxron, by the way, not only the Ring Cleaver, but now the Whispering Helm follow-up, actually. He's going to go here. The heavy lifesteal side of things. Potential symbol. Rune Cleaver just finished on Scout, so at least Scout, has it now.
Oh, Aluna.
Oh, wow.
I think that was one of these awkward things, that this top G2, it sees pretty far down, and I think he just crossed the path there. So he must have showed himself onto the tower, and then they TP'd up there, because else they had no idea, knowing he was there. So, little misplay there from Love, getting punished.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I talk with What You Got or Grossa, buddies of them, and they kind of make that a little bit of making fun, I guess, but it's all in good fun, of course, is the idea that he really is not afraid to kind of go deep just to get some wards down, and may sacrifice himself to do so, but hey, get some good wards out. That's what he did right there, really.
I mean, wards fighting with ward vision is usually a way to win the game, so
yeah.
Up top.
That's a big kill. No, they can't get it, though. Can they? Yes, they can. The swap almost prevented that, but the swap does really cause issues in the sense they're going to lose some lives now as both Rabbit and Lowstone fall, but look at Scout with the cleanup. He actually takes out Magnus. That Rune Cleaver actually doing a lot of work right there. Almost got multiple kills out of it, but he still could get something. As nice power throw by not What You Got there, but that was Love, actually. Speaking of him, and Andromeda will get picked off eventually, but now Scout, he is in trouble. He's going to TP, but even if he gets back, it doesn't matter. The Undying was on him, so he will fall because of that. A little bit of greed there at the end, but yeah, beautiful power throw snipe by Love at least. So they do kill Mage Bane. I mean, numbers-wise, it was in favor of Complexity, but, well, maybe not even, because now Luna is being chased down. Okay, she is going to be fine, though. And now, actually, Lord Salforus might be in some trouble. Never mind. He's too fast. Well, interesting exchange there at the top lane.
I feel like it could have gone so much worse for Sync initially. But, I mean, they really spread out nicely and dodged the ganks. Then Scout went in for the Andro, which was not worth it. But he gets the right idea. He thought he could get out, but good fight though from Complexity, going up there with so many people. Oh.
Speaking of so many people up here, there's more of them. They kind of reset and go up to the top. They catch Oscar getting a little too comfortable at that top lane. He is trying to get that portal key. Obviously, again, it's much different than the last game. We praised him heavily as he deserved last game for doing so well in that lodestone. This game, unfortunately, the circumstances not allowing for that. And he is still trying to get that portal key, and now 20.5 minutes in here at this point. So wanting that, though, as soon as possible. But meanwhile, Magebane doing his thing. Now a Firebrand picked up. He didn't buy back, did he? No, okay. That was just rezzing. I thought he might have done something crazy there. Nope.
I think the next time we're going to see Complexity try and make a move is when the Ravener hits the Stronger Head timing, and probably Scout too. Because if Ravener had a Stronger Head or something like that there, then, I mean, he did a lot of damage, and he's really tanky actually, even with the Nelda Parasite activated, so it's pretty fun to see. Oh, Andrew.
Getting up there, but not going to find anyone. Meanwhile, Scout actually stealing the Hellborn Ancients. They're only a single set, but getting something out of it. But yeah, Ravener trying to finish that Shrunken. So waiting to see some potential of him in these team fights here. Haven't really seen any of that yet.
Haven't talked too much about what you got, but he actually has a puzzle free, and
oh, yeah.
He could look to finish an Abyssal here real soon. So he's doing really well. And oh no, oh let's love again. Yeah, okay.
I like you say that. Oh, it's just love.
Okay, I thought it was Scout that they caught, but
no.
He's actually the top lane, trying to create some more space, and I think he's gonna go for a Conquer attempt, it seems. And Magnus is setting up at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was some kind of failed rock gank or not, but they did obviously get in there somehow, and Luna wasn't ready for that, so she just simply gets caught. As you pointed out, though, Conquer going down, and this is not going to be stopped here. 100% Conquer for Sync, and Haxrin, I'm sure, will be the one picking it up here for the Token of Life. There we go. Has that now, but yeah, you're talking about what you got. 4-1-3, level 3 puzzle blocks. He really has had a very solid game here for his team. These Shrunken Heads, they're also coming out here. Scout just about has his. He just got his Warhammer here. Ravener also getting close. In fact, Scout looking to go back in here. Oh, gonna throw the silence on Andromeda, but Ravener just keeps on running. They are not interested in fighting. I mean, they know more is coming, so that's understandable. In fact, Lodestone is going to get caught up here, and his misery will continue, unfortunately. Yeah, there we go. So, still no portal key. Going to be delayed even further.
I know if this was Sane playing offlane Lodestone like this, being so close to the portal key, he would not be happy.
No.
Dying these extra times here is just like, now I need another 400, another 400, still 400.
What's the point? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's a frustrating experience.
Yeah, for sure.
But once he gets it, it'll feel good.
Definitely. They can set something up, and then also he's probably gonna have it on top of the Shrunken Heads from Scout and Ravenor, so if they can make that happen, try and force a fight from that point on. I know the lead is actually 8k and 12k in experience and gold there, but it's actually a more even game than the stats suggest that it could be here.
Mm-hmm.
Complexity still has a lot of chances to come back, and it's all about the initiation.
Yeah, Magebane definitely is kind of similar to a Salamon in that way, where they have like a lead, or you always got to keep that in mind. So it's going to be amplified. Ravener, by the way, speaking of Magebane, gets caught there by him and Bubbles. Andromeda even coming in the cleanup, so he goes down, and now this is going to be a middle tower push. Scout going to try to at least pressure Magebane. Don't think he's going to get killed by any means. In fact, yeah, Magebane just going to be like, all right, I'll just attack you back and kill the tower on top of that. Now Scout does get caught. He has no mana. Mana Rift used. One more auto attack. There's the swap, and Magebane will be able to clean him up. Now Andromeda is the Mauler explosion. Well, probably wanted that anyways. Gets the token use, so falls back from there. But now this lead is actually a little more representative of how things going here.
Definitely, yeah. They're gonna get another tower from that. It was a token used, but Ravenor and Scout are probably the two heroes you do not want to have dying right now. And, that's what happened. So not too good. for them, but they're still in it. They just need those shrunken heads. Scout are probably the two heroes you do not want to have dying right now. And, that's what happened. So not too good for them, but they're still in it. They just need those shrunken heads.
Yeah.
And then more mana on Scout, so he can actually get out of that situation in mid. I mean, I'm not sure why he tried to defend that on his own like that with 50 mana.
It's almost one of those things, yeah, you kind of, maybe he really just kind of had a mind lapse there, like an overlook, like, oh, I have this mana, I'll be fine, but you kind of forget, oh, that's right, Mage Bane mana burns. It's like all of a sudden it's gone. It's, well, this was a poor idea, so, yeah, just kind of caught in the moment there. Clearly not the best decision, as we saw, gets picked off, so yeah, these Shrunkins you're getting, I mean, Scott has it now at least, but Ravener still trying to get it, just about there, though. But, I mean, even with those, I mean, they're really, it's like you're going to need to get those and then feel like really try to kind of make stuff happen here. Because the pace has definitely been in Sync's favor. They're the ones that have been moving around quite a bit and setting up these kills. Not so much complexity, unfortunately. So, having a portal key on Lodestone does help with that cause, at least. So
that is true. At least they have that, and they just got it, so... base defense is definitely something they can still do. Knowing complexity, they're not gonna give up.
No, definitely not giving up here. But chances, it's gonna be hard work, that's for sure. Frostro's Skull, I think, just finished on Lordsoul Force, by the way. It's gonna have one of those in full as they find a Luna over here. Fortunately, gonna be caught as a nice stun, actually. Gonna going to attempt. Oh, okay. Well, gets a kelp field out of it at least.
Yep. That's actually pretty well played. And I don't know who used the storm, but that was a big mistake. That was Mika, okay. Because everyone missed their abilities right after. It's kind of déjà vu from one of the games last night where they used the bad storm spirit offensively and didn't work out. But forcing out the kelp field on top, so at least they got that out.
I wonder what's going to happen at this top lane up here. You see Mage Bane right as we hit this pause. He's coming in. Scouts finishing that creep wave, and there's 3 other heroes though here too. They got any dust? Yeah, Andromeda does, but as does Magnus. They can maybe get him exposed here and chase him down. So this could be a dangerous spot for Formless. It also kind of depends if he even sees Mage Bane right now. I don't even know if he can see Mage Bane, or if he's actually still hidden by the trees here. But, yeah, if he doesn't react pretty much right away coming out of this pause, he actually might be in a lot of trouble here. The top lane. So hopefully for Formless' sake, to be able to make a move here. But, yeah, again, I got to say, it's entertaining seeing these different picks and ones we don't see all the time. In this case, Ravener. But when they don't tend to do too well, it's definitely a really unfortunate case there. I think a good way to put it, I guess. But
sure, yeah. And it definitely, you tend to at least be able to blame. Okay, what has this hero done? So yeah, I can see what you mean there for sure.
Extra pressure.
Yeah.
Make sure you do well on it. But
it's fun when it works. You know, so he played Devo also a couple of times ago, or weeks, or when it was, and he just dominated. So it's a hit or miss usually when we see these kind of heroes, but we don't see it too often.
Yeah, all for trying them, of course, absolutely. And Spectator, I love seeing it, but yeah, there is that easy fallback of, oh, well, things didn't go too well. Well, you shouldn't pick that hero then. So I don't know. I mean, honestly, in this case, he's done decent. I mean, his farm's actually solid, but I think the impact of getting hero kills is kind of the big thing you would like Ravener for, and they really haven't. Like I said, it feels like Sync's really kind of controlled this game for the most part, so he hasn't been able to kind of take advantage of an idea of a snowball or anything like that. So, well, we are ready here. He does have the Shrunken, as mentioned. There's a chance there. Okay, so Scout, no, he doesn't see Mage Bane. Oh, no. Yeah, he's in trouble. Dust's going to come out. He gets caught by Magnus. And down goes Formless.
I will say, Serenia has really been on point. Like, everywhere they've gotten kills, Andrew is always nearby with a stun, with the Aurora, with a Dust, anything. So he's been doing a good job, honestly. Also roaming bottom, laying the Scout farm. And, he's been doing a good job.
No, it's just 0-3-14. I mean, it's 14 kills. It's hard to get assists and kills in the mid to late game on a hard support. So that's a pretty good job from Serenia.
Yeah, on top of it, where he needs to be. And you see the top push now. That's where he is, because, well, the team is here as well. Well, okay, never mind. They're going to make the way towards the middle lane, actually. Creep wave already there, so now they don't have a token at this point, so whether they're going to feel comfortable really sieging right here, guess we'll see. I think a Dancing Blade just purchased by Magebane, so going to have that delivered, or maybe not delivered just yet, but oh, he has the double damage, by the way, too, Bottled. Okay, now he used it. Well, that makes it a lot more scarier.
I wish they coordinated that Luna stun there. That's actually a pretty big stun. Sulfuris was out for 5 seconds. I feel like they could have maybe gone in there, but they chose not to. They could have maybe gone for bursting the Magebane. Of course, Bubbles has the Storm Spirit, so I guess that's why they didn't go in.
And instead, I mean, they do prevent them from actually pushing into the base, which is nice, but now you have a wing bow just finished, actually, on Magebane. That's being delivered here, so that's a great tool, of course, that he's going to follow up now with. We've mentioned Lord Salforus has had that Frostless Skull even for a little bit. Bubbles, another 2,400 gold. So whatever he deems necessary here. Going to be working towards said next item. So, yeah, again, these Shrunken Heads are nice to have here for the Legion side, but not really doing a whole lot of fighting, then it's not accomplishing nearly as much. Luna, unfortunately, again, meanwhile, is going to get caught over here.
Yep.
Simply scouting. So he goes
That's
down.
tough. I mean, he's trying to get the vision they need so they can farm, but Sync has so much control right now that it's not happening.
Now, Ravener, he actually found Lord Salforce over here, but you can just tell Lord Salforce is way too tanky. Ravener is going to get picked up for a turn chase a little too much. And now Salforce, Storm Spirit, he's going to be fine for now as the Shadow Storm comes in. Nice swap from Andromeda. The marksman shot, though, will snipe him out and secure that kill. They do pick off Andromeda as well. So they do make it a 2-for-1. So Ravener ultimately helps his team get that kill right there, but not done just yet. Oh, yeah, and that's something else to keep in mind throughout all this. Haxtron, meanwhile, he's just pushing the bottom base down here. Illusion chasing him back. So he gets the racks even down a little bit before falling back there. So, yeah, I mean, it was all right in the fight up here for Complexity, but the fact that Magebane wasn't even there and just meanwhile doing his thing bottom, that makes it not worthwhile. So,
for sure, but at least it gives them a little bit of confidence. Okay, also not too bad. We got a couple hero kills, and we did lose a guy in the process, but we can still fight them. So Magebane is still squishy. I mean, and they still have that scout silence and stuff like that to lock him down after the Storm Spirit. So there's definitely still ways to kill him. 1600 HP. It should be possible.
Well, speaking of that, actually, Scout, he's going for a Savage Mace, it looks like.
Yeah.
He's going to straight into it here.
Yep. I think that's fine. It's always a good item on a Scout, even after the nerfs, and especially when Magebane picks up a Wingbow. I think this is a good pickup. Adds damage too, so that's what he needs with the quick attacks he has after leaving the Endless Form.
Lodestone trying to set up on Bubbles here, but once again, Mickey, a little too quick to react. Gonna be fine, and oh, look at that. That's an interesting pickup. Gets a full staff of the Master, actually, on Bubbles here.
Oh, okay.
Picking that up, so
It's actually pretty good. I mean, it goes through the Shrunken Heads, so yeah. Now they're gonna sit there anyways.
Yeah, so we're going to clarify what that does. I know that's a newer one. It makes it so if you try to pull away on the Kel field, if you have a Shrunken Head, usually you'd be fine. But this makes so you get stunned if you attempt to do that when you pull away, despite having a Shrunken. So yeah, we're talking about these Shrunkens and how those are going to be helpful. Well, not as much anymore with that Kel field being there. So yeah, like the pickup here. Makes sense, really. Getting it and going to keep pressure going here at the bottom lane meanwhile. Magebane.
I know that people have been kind of comparing it to why not just get a sheepstick then, but honestly in this case, there's not only one target you want to lock down. You want to keep Ravenor and Scout in place. And both of those have the Shrunken Head, so it's just going to make your ultimate that much more powerful, and actually it works as intended now, even though they have a Shrunken. So I think it's actually better than working towards the sheep stick in this case, just because there are two heroes that you want to keep locked down and immobilized.
Yeah. It's all right there again. The map control obviously is so strong for Sync Esports right now. I mean, Lords of Forest several times now just walks out Magebane 2 to the Legion Ancients, kills them pretty quickly, and then runs away. You see Bubbles down here continuing to be a nuisance, controlling the Legion jungle. And then meanwhile, the rest of the team over at Kongor. And is going to get yet another token of life here. Magebane, oh, okay, he is going to drop the Whispering Helm for now. Going to give it to Andromeda here. I was going to say, maybe going to give it to Self-Force or something, but nope, going to take the token for himself. He is, as you mentioned, I mean, he is kind of squishy here, but now this makes it so you'll have to kill him twice, obviously. Kind of changes those plans. And here we go to the bottom.
Yep. Scout is not even here either, so yeah, I think they're gonna give it up.
There's the Rax. Lodestone trying to scare them, but not going to fall for that. So both the melee and the range go down. Now we'll Sync kind of continue this. They're going to make their way to the middle creeps here. And maybe try to make a play. Bubbles kind of keeping them guessing what's going on. Bubbles a fun hero for that. You can kind of mess around with that portal key shell surf, the take cover.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I'm playing with Own Me, and if there's anyone who does that more than
yeah,
else, that's definitely the guy.
Oh yeah, Lodestone, by the way, speaking of take cover, that was old take cover right there. He jumped in thinking he was going to have a big initiation. Again, Mickey just too quick. Responds, easily avoids it. Magebane meanwhile over here chasing down a Luna. And Ravender finally able to get some decent damage off. Does take out Andromeda there, actually, as Magebane also gets fairly low. But again, he still has the token even. Ravender gonna find Bubbles right here. Finally gets some decent lockdown, but immediately stunned after. The Mana Rift not enough for the kill. Ravender will survive. Bubbles, though, finishes Scout there as he jumps in. And now Magebane back up after the token. And the Legion side just doesn't have enough firepower after the fact. They all go down. The tower now top is going to fall. And the Lord Self-Force, by the way, bought back, and he's already back here as he post-haste in. Not going to go for the Rax, though. A lot of buybacks being used.
Axon is just way too farmed. I mean, 1 million gold per minute. I mean, he's almost 800 now. And, I mean, he was 700 before that fight, so he's just out of control, and they can't really deal with him. He's voice-shotting people, and yeah, that's not what you want to see, but that's one Rax down only, so they did save the Rax, but now they're just that much more behind, and they even used a couple buybacks, so coming back from this is almost impossible.
Yeah, and we're talking about like the one weakness, at least that Magebane kind of still has, is that he's somewhat squishier, but now he has that full symbol.
Yeah.
And that kind of really negates that idea. So across the board, he is just a devastating target here to deal with, and he's not the only one either. Again, you have Self-Force that is that kind of tanky mess hero here in this case. You have Bubbles, who actually gets a Codex here. So a little bit of troll perhaps from Mickey, but at the same time, throw a little burst, a little extra burst for the team. Doesn't hurt. Could be more trollier items, I guess. Could be a Spiked Bola.
Could be, or Spyglass or something of that style.
True.
That order.
Another Fusion style there.
Yep.
All right, well, top Rax, it does fall, actually. The Legion team really doesn't do much to prevent that from happening. Lodestone, Shatterstorm, here we go. Really one last chance for complexity. Again, these Shatterstorms, though, Oscar just can't get the placement. He'll go down. A lot of burst on a Magebane, but not nearly enough. The symbol's activated. Ravender trying to kite. That ain't going to work, and I think we're going to see the GG well played. Yes, we are. GG well played. Sync Esports will take Game 3, and that means they are going to the finals here of the Deadeye Bounty League Season 2. So it ended up being a really good series in the end there, but Sync Esports comes through victorious despite complexity's valiant effort there. So, yeah, your final thoughts there, Nir?
Yeah, it's an interesting series. I mean, stomped the first game, and then really a good game from Complexity the second one, and then this one was honestly really close. It was just the early engagements that just switched a little bit in favor of Sync, and when they got a little bit ahead, they never seemed to drop that lead that they had, and they were just simply too strong throughout the rest of the game. But interesting start, and it was actually quite even early on. And they snowballed just a little bit more than complexity, and they got ahead from the early on fights. And also fun to watch and good games.
It was fun to watch right there. So definitely shout out to both the teams here as far as a solid performance. But again, Sync the victorious ones, and only one team can win, of course. So I'm updating the brackets right here to give you guys that visual of how things are looking moving forward.